Stories of One Life, Episode 2, The Path of Choice, Part 1, The First Crossroad. Daniel was 19 when life stopped feeling simple. Before that, his world was small and clear. School in the morning, basketball in the afternoon, dinner with his mom in the evening, sleep, repeat. He didn't think much about the future, he just lived inside the day. But the summer after graduation changed everything. Daniel lived in a quiet town in Ohio. One main street, one high school, one diner everyone went to. His father had left when Daniel was 8 years old. One morning he was there, the next morning he wasn't. No goodbye, no phone calls, no birthday cards. Just silence. So it was always Daniel and his mom, Linda. She worked 2 jobs, one in the morning at a grocery store, one at night cleaning offices. Daniel often waited up for her, pretending he wasn't tired. One morning, Daniel sat alone at the kitchen table. A white envelope was in front of him. His name was written on it in blue ink. Daniel Brooks. His hands were shaking. He opened it slowly. "Congratulations, you have been accepted." His heart jumped. College. A door out of the small town, a chance to become more than he was. He read the letter 3 times. Then he heard the door open. His mom walked in. Her shoulders were tired. Her hair was tied back. She looked older than her age. "Morning, champ," she said softly. Daniel looked up. "Mom, I got something." She saw the paper. Her eyes widened. "Oh, is that what I think it is?" He nodded. "I got accepted." She dropped her bag and hugged him hard. "I knew it! I knew you could do it!" They laughed together. For a few seconds, everything felt perfect. Then reality came back. "When do you start?" she asked. "September." She didn't answer right away. She looked at the sink, the bills, her old shoes by the door. "That's wonderful," she said. But her voice was not strong. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling. "If I go, she will be alone. If I stay, I will never grow." 2 days later, his best friend Mike came by. "So, college boy," Mike said, "when do you leave?" Daniel hesitated. "I might not go." Mike stared at him. "Are you crazy?" "My mom needs me." Mike sat down on the bed. "Daniel, your mom didn't raise you so you could stay small." Those words stayed in his head. That evening, Daniel walked to the bus stop, backpack on his shoulder, college papers inside. The bus arrived. He stepped forward. Then he stopped. The doors opened. He looked inside and didn't move. Part 2. The Wrong Door. Daniel didn't take the bus that night. The doors closed, the engine started, and the bus pulled away without him. He stood there, alone under the streetlight, feeling smaller than ever. He went home and put the college papers into a drawer. He told himself, not now, maybe later. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. Instead of classrooms and books, Daniel found himself in a warehouse. Big gray building, cold concrete floors, loud machines. Every morning, he woke up at 5:30 a.m., same alarm, same tired body. He lifted boxes all day. His hands hurt, his back hurt. At first, he felt proud. "I'm helping my mom," he told himself, and it was true. He gave her money, he paid some bills, she smiled more. But Daniel smiled less. One day at work, he met Rick. Rick was different, always relaxed, always confident. He wore clean shoes, nice jacket. He never looked tired. "How do you always look so fresh?" Daniel asked him during break. Rick smiled. "Because I don't break my back for pennies." Daniel laughed, but the words stayed in his mind. Over the next weeks, Daniel watched Rick. Rick left work early. Rick always had cash. Rick met strange people in the parking lot. One evening, Rick walked next to Daniel after their shift. "You're smart, Daniel," Rick said. "You don't belong in that building forever." Daniel looked down. "I don't see many options." Rick stopped walking. "There is another door," he said quietly. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest. What kind of door? Rick leaned closer. Fast money, no boss, no rules. Daniel's heart started beating faster. He thought of his mom's tired face, the bills, the future that felt empty. He said nothing, but he didn't walk away. A week later, Rick gave him a small package. "Just take this to a guy downtown," Rick said. "Easy, safe." Daniel's hands were shaking when he took it. He told himself, "Just once." The first time felt scary. The second time felt easier. The third time felt normal. Soon, Daniel had cash in his pocket, more than he ever had before. He bought groceries, paid bills, fixed things in the house. His mom smiled more. "Where did this money come from?" she asked once. "Extra hours," Daniel lied. She believed him. But inside, Daniel was changing. He stopped sleeping well. He looked over his shoulder. He jumped at every sound. One night, everything broke. Police lights filled the street. Sirens screamed. Daniel ran. His legs burned. His heart felt like it would explode. He hid behind a dumpster in a dark alley. He pressed his back against the cold wall. "What am I doing?" he thought. "This is not me." 2 days later, Rick was arrested. Daniel sat on his bed, shaking. He opened the drawer. The college letter was still there, still waiting. Part 3. The Right Step Forward. Daniel didn't sleep that night. He lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the old house make quiet sounds. The clock on the wall ticked. Each second felt loud. His hands were still shaking. He kept seeing the police lights in his mind. Red, blue, red, blue. He sat up and whispered to himself, "This is not who I am." Before the sun came up, Daniel got out of bed. He went into the kitchen. He cooked eggs for his mom. He cooked eggs. He cleaned the sink. At 6:30 a.m., Linda walked in. She froze when she saw him. "Daniel, why are you up so early?" He looked at her and swallowed. "Mom, we need to talk." Her smile slowly disappeared. They sat at the table. Daniel took a deep breath. "I made some bad choices," he said. Her hands tightened around the coffee cup. "What kind of choices?" He looked down. "The kind that could have ruined my life." Her eyes filled with fear. "Are you in trouble with the police?" "No," he said quickly, "but I was close, too close." He told her everything. About Rick, about the packages, about the running, about the fear. When he finished, the room was quiet. Then his mom started to cry. Not loud crying, the quiet kind that hurts more. Daniel stood up and hugged her. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I just wanted to help." She held his face in her hands. "I don't need your money," she said. "I need you to be safe and I need you to become who you're meant to be." Those words went straight into his heart. That afternoon, Daniel opened the drawer. He took out the college letter. He read it again. Then he picked up his phone. "Hello?" he said. "I'm calling about my application. I'm ready to start." There was a pause. Then the woman said, "You're lucky. We have one spot left." Daniel closed his eyes. "Thank you," he said. 2 weeks later, Daniel stood at the same bus stop, same street, same bench, same sky, but he was not the same person. His mom stood next to him. She held his hand. "I'm proud of you," she said. The bus came. The doors opened. Daniel stepped forward. This time, he didn't stop. He turned back one last time. His mom was crying, but she was smiling too. Daniel got on the bus and sat by the window. As the town slowly disappeared, he whispered, "This is my life, and I choose it." The end of this chapter. Subscribe so you don't miss the sequel.